Your friend just said something about you in front of the group. Not loud, not obvious, just sharp enough that you felt it land. And you smiled, laughed it off. Said nothing. Kept the mood light because that is what you do. Later that night you replayed it, ran through every version of what you should have said. Got angry at yourself for staying quiet. Again. Here's what nobody tells you. The silence after someone disrespects you is not neutral. It is teaching them. Every single time you let it slide, you are training them that this is allowed. That they can say it. That there are no consequences. That you are safe to test. They will test you again. They always do. Because silence reads as permission. That stops today. I am going to show you 6 exact responses that flip the entire dynamic. Not comebacks, not insults, calm, direct. And they work so fast the person who disrespected you will feel it in their chest. Stay with me, because the first response alone will change how people talk to you permanently. Response 1. I'm sorry, what? Someone makes a comment, in front of people, about how you look, what you said, something you did. Just enough edge that it stings but not enough that anyone else would call it out. You look directly at them. You say this. I'm sorry, what? Flat tone, not angry, not confused. Just asking them to repeat it. Watch what happens. They hesitate. Because now they have to say it again. Out loud. In front of the same people. But this time, everyone is paying attention. This time, it cannot slide by. This time, they have to own it. Most people will not. They backpedal. Oh, nothing, I was just joking. Never mind. You did not argue. You did not defend yourself. You did not explain why what they said was wrong. You made them repeat it. That single move took all the power out of it. Disrespect relies on speed. It lands fast and moves on before you can respond. The moment you slow it down, you break the mechanism. You turn their quick jab into a slow, awkward moment that they now have to navigate in front of everyone watching. They wanted you to absorb it quietly. You made them own it publicly. Try this version. Someone says something sarcastic with a dig hidden inside. You say, I'm sorry, what did you mean by that? Same effect. You are not accusing them. You are just asking for clarity. And clarity is the last thing someone wants to give when they were trying to be slick. Use this on friends who hide insults inside jokes. Use this on dates who test you with comments. Use this anytime someone says something that lands wrong and you know it was not an accident. 1 question. 3 words. It flips the entire interaction. Response 2. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that and give you a chance to try again. Someone says something disrespectful. You do not react emotionally. You do not get quiet. You look at them calmly and say exactly this. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that and give you a chance to try again. No anger, no sarcasm. Just information. You are telling them clearly that what they said was not acceptable. You are offering them one opportunity to correct it before this becomes a different conversation. You gave them a way out, but you also showed them the door. You made it clear you heard it. You processed it. You decided it crossed a line. Now they get to choose what happens next. Most people take them out. They apologize or reword it or drop it entirely. Because you gave them an escape route, and most people would rather take that than deal with the confrontation that comes if they double down. But here is the important part. You did not ask them if it was okay. You did not say, I feel like that was disrespectful, or maybe I'm being sensitive. You stated a fact. That was not acceptable. I'm giving you a chance to redo it. Everything about your tone said, I am in control of this moment, and I'm letting you know where the line is. You are not asking for respect. You are informing them of the standard. Use this with someone you care about who slipped up. Use this with a romantic partner who said something out of pocket in front of others. Use this when you want to keep the relationship but you need them to know that what just happened will not happen again. If they do not take them out, if they double down or dismiss you, then you know exactly who you are dealing with. And that information is worth everything. Response 3. You've done this before, we're not doing it again. This one is for repeat offenders, the person who keeps making the same kind of comment. The friend who always has something to say about your choices. The partner who keeps bringing up the same thing in front of people to embarrass you. 1 time could be a mistake. 2 is a pattern. 3 times is a choice. You name it. You do not address the single comment they just made. You address the fact that this keeps happening. You look at them and say this. You've done this before. We're not doing it again. Calm voice. Serious face. No room for debate. You are not asking if they remember. You are telling them you remember. All of it. And it is not continuing. You took away their ability to play dumb. You took away their ability to say you are overreacting to one small thing. Because you are not talking about one thing. You are talking about a pattern. And patterns cannot be explained away. Most people who disrespect you in small, repeated ways rely on you treating each moment like it is separate, like it is the first time. They count on you not connecting the dots. This response shows them the dots are connected. The picture is clear. And you are done pretending you do not see it. Say this to the friend who always makes jokes about you being single or your job or your weight. Say this to the date who keeps mentioning their ex or making comments about other people in front of you. Say this to anyone who has developed a habit of using you as the punchline. You do not need to list examples. You do not need to defend yourself or explain why it bothers you. You just need to make it clear that you see the pattern, and the pattern ends now. Most people stop immediately. Not because they feel bad. Because they realize you are not the person they thought you were. You are someone who pays attention. Someone who will not let things slide forever. And that awareness alone changes how they interact with you going forward. If they push back, if they try to deny it or act like you are making things up, you do not argue. You just repeat it. You've done this before. We're not doing it again. Then you let the silence do the rest. Notice something about every response so far. No yelling, no insults, no big emotional reactions. Real boundaries are not set with volume. They are set with clarity, with certainty, with the tone of someone who does not need to convince anyone of anything. You are not making a case. You are stating a fact. That is what shifts the power. When you respond with chaos, people see chaos. When you respond with calm, absolute clarity, people see someone they should not have tested in the first place. Drop a comment and subscribe right now and tell me which response you're using first. I read every single one. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send them this video right now. These next 3 go deeper. Because sometimes words are not even necessary. Response 4. The silence plus eye contact. This response has no words. That is exactly what makes it devastating. Someone disrespects you. In front of people or alone, it does not matter. You do this. You stop. You look directly at them. You hold eye contact for 3 full seconds. You do not smile. You do not look away. You do not soften it. You just look at them. Like you are deciding something. Then you continue whatever you were doing before they open their mouth. You do not acknowledge what they said. You do not engage with it at all. You just let that look do all the talking. You made them feel exactly what they just did. That 3-second pause was not passive. It was active. It was you choosing not to dignify their comment with a response. And that choice speaks louder than any words you could have used. People who disrespect you want a reaction. They want you to defend yourself or laugh it off or get emotional. Any of those responses gives them something to work with. Silence gives them nothing. Just discomfort. Just the realization that what they said landed completely flat. Real silence comes from a real decision. The decision that this person does not deserve your energy right now. That what they said is so beneath you that responding would be giving it more weight than it deserves. When that decision is genuine, people feel it. They feel the weight of being dismissed without a single word. And most people would rather be yelled at than be looked at like they are not worth the breath. Use this on people who make the same tired jokes. Use this on someone who says something so out of pocket that words would lower you to engage with it. Use this when you want to communicate complete indifference to their opinion of you. The key is in the eyes. Do not look angry. Do not look hurt. Look like you are studying them, like you just learned something about them they did not mean to show you. Then move on like it never happened. That look will replay in their head longer than anything you could have said. Response 5. Say that again, but this time say what you actually mean. This one is for people who hide disrespect inside sarcasm or jokes. The ones who say something cutting and then follow it with just kidding when you react. Someone makes a comment. It is wrapped in humor, but the edge is real. Everyone laughed, but you felt it land. Old, you would laugh along. Smile. Let it go, because calling it out would make you look like you cannot take a joke. New, you do not do that. You look at them. You say this. Say that again, but this time say what you actually mean. Calm tone. No accusation. You are not saying they were being mean. You are just asking them to be direct. to strip away the joke and say clearly what they were actually trying to communicate. Watch what happens. They panic. Because now they have to choose. Either they own what they said and it comes out sounding exactly as bad as it was, or they backpedal and pretend they did not mean anything, which makes them look fake. Either way, you win. Because you called them out without calling them out. You just asked for clarity. And clarity destroys hidden disrespect every single time. Sarcasm and jokes are shields. They let people say what they really think while maintaining plausible deniability. The moment you ask someone to remove the shield and say it plainly, the shield becomes useless. They either have to own it fully or admit they were hiding behind humor to say something they did not have the courage to say directly. Most people are not willing to own it, so they fold. They laugh it off. They say never mind or I was just messing around. And everyone watching just saw you calmly dismantle someone without raising your voice or getting emotional. Use this on the friend who always roasts you harder than anyone else in the group. Use this on the date who makes comments about your past disguised as teasing. Use this anytime someone says something that stings and then hides behind "I'm just joking." You are not asking them to explain the joke. You are asking them to say what they meant without the joke. That simple shift strips away all their protection. This response does not just stop the comment, it stops the pattern. Because once you do this to someone, they think twice before trying to slip something past you again. Response 6. We're done here, plus walk away. This is the nuclear option. For when someone has disrespected you, and you are not interested in giving them a chance to explain or apologize or fix it, you are done. Someone says something. Cross a line you have made clear before. Disrespects you in a way that shows they do not value you or the relationship. You do not argue. You do not explain. You say 4 words. We're done here. Then you leave. You do not wait for their response. You do not give them a chance to talk you into staying. You remove yourself completely from the situation. You showed them that access to you is not guaranteed. That there are consequences to how they treat you. And the consequence is not a fight or a conversation. It is removal. Complete and immediate. This response only works if you mean it. If you say, "We're done here," and then stay, you just taught them your words do not mean anything. But if you say it and leave every single time, people learn very quickly that you are not bluffing. It requires nothing from them. You are not asking them to change. You are not explaining why what they did was wrong. You are not giving them an opportunity to defend themselves. You are deciding this interaction is over, and acting on that decision immediately. If someone has disrespected you to the point where this response feels necessary, they already had their chances, multiple chances, and they chose to keep going anyway. This is not about punishing them. This is about protecting yourself. Your time, your energy, your peace. And sometimes the only way to protect those things is to remove yourself completely from situations and people that do not respect them. Use this when someone keeps crossing the same boundary. Use this when someone disrespects you in front of others and shows no awareness they did anything wrong. Use this when you have already tried the other 5 responses and the person has shown you they are not interested in changing. Say the 4 words. Turn around. Leave. Do not text them later to explain. Do not answer when they reach out asking what happened. You already told them. We're done here. They know exactly what they did. The people who deserve to be in your life will understand when you walk away. The ones who do not will act confused and try to make you feel guilty for having standards. Let them be confused. You do not owe anyone a relationship with you. Especially not people who have repeatedly shown you they do not know how to value it. It is not the words that make these work. It is the belief behind the words. The belief that you do not have to tolerate disrespect just to keep the peace. That respect is not something you earn after proving yourself to people over and over. It is the baseline. The minimum standard for how you allow people to interact with you. Most people who get disrespected regularly are good people. Kind people. People who were taught that being nice meant absorbing other people's bad behavior without complaint. They started acting like they needed permission to expect better. You do not need permission. Not from anyone. Not ever. When you stop waiting for permission, everything changes. The way you hold yourself, the way you speak, the way you walk into a room like you already know you belong there. People feel all of that before you say a single word. These 6 responses work because they come from someone who has decided that their peace is not a public resource. That not everyone who says something about you gets access to how you feel. That silence after disrespect is not neutral. It is training. And you are done training people that you are safe to test. The responses give you the words, but the belief behind them gives the words their weight. Without the belief, the words are just scripts. With the belief, they become boundaries. Standards. A signal that goes out to every person in the room telling them exactly who they are dealing with. That version of you was always there. These responses just gave it a voice.